You know me, I love trash talk. And I love when people call Elon Musk names that are well deserved. And so Senator Tina Smith says, I bet a lot of people have an experience like this with the bad boss. There's an email in your box on Saturday night saying, prove to me your worthiness by Monday or else. I'm sick. I'm on the side of workers, not the billionaire asshole bosses. Elon Musk responds, consistent with President at real Donald Trump instructions, all federal employees will receive an email requesting to understand what they have done last week. Failure to respond will be taken as resignation. So that's what he sent out to federal employees. So Tina Smith, I read her response. Then she says, this is the ultimate dick boss move from Musk, except he isn't even the boss. He's just a dick. How much do you love Tina Smith?
I have to tell you, it's consistently women
It is.
that are standing up to this. It is, you see the Maine governor, you see Michelle Obama refusing to go to the inauguration. You see Karen Pence, mother,
Mother.
not going to the inauguration. You see AOC, you see Jasmine Crockett, you see Tina Smith. And this is what the people want. Call him a dick. We need to have some fangs. And it's the women that are standing up because you know what I think? I think white men are so used to being privileged, they don't know how to fight this.
I completely agree. How they fight it is run around saying masculinity is under attack. Instead of achieving more, being better, they want to attack the people that are surpassing them with skill and education because they are so fragile. I mean, it's just unbelievable. You're right. I noticed it's a stream of women that are standing up, and it cracks me up. Mother standing up. And she's even poked Pence to standing up a little bit.
I have to tell you, I've seen Magic Mike Pence out there with some tweets standing up for Ukraine.
Uh-huh.
He knows, everybody knows, unless you listen to Tucker Carlson's dipshit podcast, that Russia started the war. It is a fact. It's not to be argued with. If you're a Putin sympathizer, like apparently the president of the United States, the vice president of the United States, their boss, Elon Musk, and Elon Musk's boss, Vladimir Putin. You have a bunch of dipshit Americans that want to believe that, and it's just so dangerous.
It is so dangerous. Speaking of dangerous, and corruption, as always, is forefront in the Trump administration. So this weekend, Pete Hegseth fired a gazillion Pentagon employees. Trump fired the joint or chair of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And interestingly enough, and quite dangerous, Pete Hegseth fired JAG officers. Well, why did he do that? So on Fox, he was asked the question, why did you fire these JAG attorneys in the DOJ? I'm sorry, in the Department of Justice.
For people who may not know, I mean, they give advice to the military about what is lawful and what isn't. Not surprisingly, there's been some backlash to those who are worried about their removal. One Georgetown law professor says this: Trump also firing the Army, Navy, and Air Force JAGs. In some ways, that's even more chilling than firing the 4 stars. It's what you do when you're planning to break the law. You get rid of any lawyers who might try to slow you down. Your response to her?
Yeah, I don't know who Rosa is and what her hyperbole is all about. Ultimately, we want lawyers who give sound constitutional advice and don't exist to attempt to be roadblocks to anything that happens in their spots. What we know about these TJAGs, they're called TJAGs.
So what he said basically is exactly what the person tweeted that is looking at the Department of Defense. We don't want lawyers to stand up and give roadblocks to what we want to do vis-a-vis. If we want to do things that are illegal, we don't want lawyers that will tell us, you can't do that. It's illegal. I mean, he admitted it on Fox News. It's unbelievable.
I mean, here's how I feel about Pete Hegseth. I think the people surrounding him need to do an intervention, and they need to take him to rehab for his alcoholism. And once he's been sober 4 or 5 years, because I think that's about how long it takes for the brain to fully kind of recover from being in remission from alcohol abuse disorder. I think then we can sit down and interview him. Until then, you have a bunch of broken people running the United States of America. Trump, inner childhood trauma, malignant narcissism, titty baby. Elon Musk, untreated drug addict, huge titty baby, insecure as all get out. Pete Hegseth, titty baby. Mama had to go on a tour for him. He's a grown ass man whose mother scolded him rightfully for his behavior. And that letter was leaked to the press. And then she had to go and say, oh, he's better now, blah, blah. These are the most unqualified, broken titty babies. All of them need to go away. They need to go away and work on themselves, because what we have done is we are now showcasing the mental health crisis that has swept the nation by electing the most fucked up people we possibly can, and then letting them appoint even more fucked up people. I don't even mention like Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, or the governor of Kristi Noem, that woman who wears all those costumes all the time. I mean, it would be hilarious if they were just it would be hilarious if they were just running for office. These people are in charge of the United States of America. It is in all of this bullshit from Elon Musk that he saved all this money. This is a lie. It is a bold-faced lie. All he has done is stop investigations into himself and to his companies, and cleared the way for his companies to rape and pillage taxpayer dollars more and more and more.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what he's doing. And whenever I think about the people around Trump and the people that advise him, and he and JD Vance, I think it makes the island of misfit toys look like the greatest thing on earth. I mean, these people are bottom feeders. They could no more serve in an Obama administration, even a George Bush administration. I mean, these people are profoundly underqualified, and they want to run around saying DEI hire. This is the most, if you're incompetent, come on over. We got a job for you.
It's like it's a prerequisite. The more screwed up you are, and maybe that's because they're compromised, and maybe that's how Musk and Trump, hang on to them, or maybe they're just all so broken into this alternate universe together. I don't know, but this is embarrassing. If people listen to Pete Hegseth and they think, yep, he should be in charge, it just reveals, number one, how stupid that person is that would think that. And number two, how broken this country is, that we no longer value facts and putting smart people. For me personally, when I go to a doctor, I take comfort in the fact that person is smarter than me regarding the human body. And that person has more than 2 decades of schooling and rigorous testing to treat me. As such, I want the people in charge of the government to have experience. And this whole notion that, and there's a lot of Republicans that think this, if somebody's rich, they're smart and successful. And this whole notion in capitalism that everything has to be privatized, you're all going to get screwed. You're all going to get screwed by it, because corporations seek one thing and one thing only. Look no further than United Healthcare and all of the people that company has killed by denying, deposing, and defending. You look at all of the deaths there, and they don't care. That's what privatization does for you. And that's what all of these people are setting up. It will only benefit the upper class, and everybody below that is going to get killed, harmed, fucked.
Well, they've convinced people that regulations are not consumer protection, that you shouldn't support regulation, which we will all lose in that fight. Moving on to something else a little more petty, because I love to be petty. The Philadelphia Eagles were invited to the White House after their Super Bowl win, and they have declined. And so MAGA is madder than a hornet. So we have Toxic Cowboy posting, Philadelphia Eagles declined to visit the White House. Wish I had known this before the Super Bowl. I wouldn't have wasted my time rooting for them. Eagles fan, your team sucks. And Megyn Kelly, who, boy, she's mad. I mean, she's just raging all the time. She says, same, go F yourself, Eagles. My husband is a fan, so I got on board, but F this BS. Why is Megyn Kelly so mad all the time?
I've personally never seen any sort of a rational thought or anything from her. But what I have to say about the Philadelphia Eagles is good for them.
Good for them.
And it's important to point out that Jalen Hurts, the quarterback, when he was asked, what do you think about Donald Trump coming to the Super Bowl? He looked right in the camera and said he can do whatever he wants. He was polite enough about it. But obviously, Jalen Hurts is a black man. He knows what we all see. And we all see all this DEI talk and all of this bullshit from MAGA. We know what their default setting is. We know what white people think about Black football players and Black basketball players, entertain me, and then shut the fuck up. We know it, and Jalen Hurts knows it, and good for him. And also of note, Jalen Hurts is managed by an entirely female team. This is what real masculinity
That's right.
is. Propping up marginalized, competent people and not being afraid of somebody that doesn't look like you and is not the same gender of you. This whole notion of these, like Jesse Waters, constantly talking about masculinity. If you're on the defense, constantly having to defend how masculine you are, I have news for you. You're not masculine at all. And it makes us all think you're probably a closet homosexual.
Exactly. And when asked about his all-female management team, Jalen Hurts said, I chose the most qualified people. I didn't go into their race or sex. And I was like, good for him. Okay, one last thing. Trump, shockingly, is grifting from the Oval Office. He is monetizing his Gulf of America t-shirts, Make Greenland Great Again, and he has new Black edition with different font, Make America Great Again hats. Like, so the sitting president of the United States is grifting. He's making executive orders, then he's grifting off them as a shock to no one. Donald Trump is the first president that's ever done that. And that to me says it all.
It's flea market, riffraff, knickknack, white trash in the White House. It is the white trash, White House, flea market, riffraff, knickknack bullshit. And for all the triple Trumpers out there, this is your guy. Die on this hill. Do it. Swing for the fences. Whenever you have a gay kid, we'll be sitting right here. Whenever you have a trans grandchild that everybody wants to bully, we'll be sitting right here. Whenever your darling child falls in love with a Black man and makes beautiful mixed babies and that people are racist towards your grandchild, we'll be sitting right here. When Donald Trump and Elon Musk fire you after you triple Trump voted for them and you have benefits, you worked for the federal government for 15 or 20 years, you see how ruthless and psychotic these people are, we'll be sitting right here. I want all of them to know we're going to be sitting right here and we don't change. And we don't have to be impacted by something for us to care about it. So y'all can go play with Trump and you can triple Trump it and do all your shit and buy the flea market shit, white trash it. We're all going to be sitting here fighting the good fight and finding good trouble because that's what progressive policies are about.
It's a perfect way to end it. Stick with us.